Hey everybody, hope you're all having an excellent day. Today I'm going to talk about autism and humor. There's a common misconception that autistic people, we lack a sense of humor. I can understand why people think this because mainstream society is largely tailored to the needs and preferences of non-autistic people. So when autistic people act incorrectly or weird, it's automatically assumed to be a deficit, regardless of what we're talking about. However, when it comes to humor, autistic people, we have a sense of humor, but there are some factors that could explain why people think we lack a sense of humor. The first factor is that autistic people, we are less likely to laugh as a form of social interaction. Laughing for the sake of laughing. Like, I'm sure most of us have been in this situation. Most of us have been to a movie theater, the character says something kind of funny, and everyone cracks up. However, an autistic person watching that might not do the same thing. It's not because the autistic person doesn't understand the joke, it's just that autistic people, we typically only laugh when we find something genuinely funny. We don't laugh just because it's supposed to be funny. So maybe it's not that we lack a sense of humor, maybe neurotypical humor just isn't very funny to autistic people. Maybe neurotypical people need to work on their jokes. That's all I'm saying. The second factor is that sometimes autistic people, we may struggle with emotional regulation and anxiety, so we may laugh as a coping mechanism. And as a result, we might laugh at seemingly inappropriate times. An example would be laughing during someone's funeral. Not because the autistic person found the funeral to be funny, but because a funeral can cause feelings of anxiety and stress, and laughter might be a coping mechanism. However, laughing at a funeral really is frowned upon by neurotypicals and is viewed as cruel or just being weird, but that's not the case at all. That's not what the autistic person is trying to do. The third factor is that some autistic people just might not understand neurotypical humor. I'm a poor example because I was raised by my non-autistic parents and received lots of speech and occupational therapy growing up, and to my knowledge didn't have autistic friends until I went to college. I'm able to understand non-autistic humor and use it like the best of them. However, some autistic people, their brains just aren't wired to think like that. Sometimes some autistic people just don't understand puns or non-autistic humor. Like Drax with metaphors, some jokes go right over some autistics' heads. So, if you're non-autistic and your autistic friend doesn't laugh at your jokes, please don't take it personally. They're not trying to be rude. It's just a difference in humor, and I suggest that you appreciate the sense of humor that your friend actually possesses.